All right, Dale, you should have your scripts.
All right. The Board of Athletic Trainers meeting is convening at 9:04 a.m. on November 3rd, 2021 at the Health Licensing Office in Salem, Oregon by telephone conference call. I will now call roll. Dale Isaac, here. Heather Halseth.
Here.
Haley Hay.
Here.
Gregor Hill.
Here.
Christian Stoll.
Here.
Members, when you wish to speak, please state your last name for the record. For the record, public members calling into the public phone line are asked to email April Fleming at april.fleming@dhsa.state.or.us and provide your first and last name. Public and interested parties' feedback may be heard during the public interested parties' feedback period if indicated on the agenda. Everyone is asked to use appropriate language, manners, and protocols when conducting board business. This meeting is called to order.
Sylvie and Chair, here in the office, we think we heard you say November 4.
I thought I said November 3rd, but meeting is convening at I said 9:04 a.m. on
Gotcha.
November 3rd.
All right, we're all on the same coffee wavelength right here now. Thank you.
All right, so this is Sylvie. The first item on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
Greg Hill, move that we approve the agenda as submitted.
Heather Halseth, a second.
A motion has been made. I'll call the roll. Heather Halseth.
Aye.
Gregor Hill.
Aye.
Christian Stoll.
Aye.
Haley Hay.
Aye.
And Dale Isaac, aye.
Okay, so this is Sylvie again. Next one is the approval of the 2020 meeting dates. So we have selected February 16th and November 2nd. Does anybody have any issues with either of those dates? All right, no issues, then somebody can make a motion.
Greg Hill, move that we approve the meeting dates and times as submitted.
And then we need a second.
Heather Halseth, a second.
A motion has been made. I'll call the roll. Heather Halseth.
Aye.
Gregor Hill.
Aye.
Christian Stoll.
Aye.
Haley Hay.
Aye.
Dale Isaac. Aye.
All right, this is Sylvie again. Next item is the 2020 chair and vice chair. So as you can tell, Dale serves as chair. Heather currently has been elected for the vice chair. You do not have to change it. You can talk about it, you can change it, you can keep it as it is, whatever you want to do. It looks like Dale's term was up in April. However, he has submitted his reappointment paperwork to the governor's office. We're still waiting on the governor's office to give us that final go-ahead. He's obviously still in the position unless he resigns, as you can tell by looking at Greg. And then Heather, yours first term is up in February of 22. So as long as you're willing to serve another term, then there's no reason that she can't be the vice chair for the next year. So I would just highly recommend not getting Greg into chair or vice chair, because if anybody ever submits an interest form, he will be the first person who's replaced, but we do not have any interest forms on file. So if you have any fellow athletic trainers who would like to serve, as you know, you guys only meet twice a year. Usually your meetings last less than an hour. So it's not like it's a huge commitment. Being chair is a little bit more of a commitment because you have to read scripts and understand that kind of stuff. But if you have anybody who might be interested, send them our way. We'll help them understand the process. So
And this,
but have a
this is
discussion.
Heather.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Who do they contact? Who's the contact if we do have an interested person?
So they can either contact me or they can contact Anne. Paige used to be the contact, but she doesn't work with us anymore. She got a promotion. So, but just send them either my way or Anne's way, and we can kind of talk to them about what it's like to be on the board. And then there's a new process for getting appointed to the board. So the governor's office is turning everything over to Workday, which is our HR system per se. So even individuals who are interested in serving would go out there and apply there versus the whole how you guys used to do it. It was a paper interest form. So now it's all electronic. That information's on the governor's website, but we can also help them through that kind of process too. So.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Do chair and vice chair need to be nominated separately, or can they be nominated at the same time?
They can be nominated at the same time, especially if you want to keep it as is, but you might want to ask them if they're willing to continue.
Are the chair and vice chair willing to continue in this role?
Sure.
This is Heather. Yes.
Oh, this is Dale. Yes, unless Heather had a desire to move into the chair position, or if Christian or Haley had a desire to move into the chair position.
You're getting a whole lot of nonverbal no's.
I nominate Dale Isaac for chair and Heather Halseth for vice chair for 2022.
Second the motion. Christian Stoll.
A motion has been made. I'll call the roll. So is that, Sylvia, are we doing this the same way we do the other stuff? Okay.
Yep.
So Heather Halseth,
Aye.
Gregor Hill,
Aye.
Christian Stoll,
Aye.
Haley Hay,
Aye.
and then Dale Isaac. Aye.
Excellent. Good job, you guys. All right. Let's move on. Director's report. We've got genetic counselors, a new program coming to us, gets us up to 17 boards and programs now. Genetic counselors will start submitting applications in December, which is next month. We'll start licenses starting in January 3rd, which is the first actual workday of the new year. So that will affect the cost allocation starting in July of 22. Other than that, we also have been having many discussions regarding some other independent boards moving under the office. So the office continues to grow, which is obviously continues a huge workload with not a lot of new staff, but it is what it is. Other than that, I'll move on. COVID-19. We are still closed. The governor is hoping to open state buildings back to normal, meaning open to the public without having to have an appointment starting the first of the year. So again, January 3rd, that would mean our doors would be unlocked and people can just come in. Right now, you have to have an appointment. You can't just walk in the door. We have to limit how many people are in, obviously how many staff are in the office and all that kind of stuff. We've been sending out a lot of e-blasts regarding, we try to make sure that either the licensees that it affects or all licensees get the e-blast. So you'll get like emails that come from like a .gov email. So hopefully they're not going in your spam, but a lot of things related to COVID about mandatory vaccinations, especially if you contract with us or you come into the office and all those kind of things. We're going to continue doing board meetings this way. It's a lot more cost effective so that people don't have to travel, especially when you guys have meetings that last anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. It would be kind of pointless to try and get everybody into Salem. So we will continue using Teams for that. We also are working on slowly switching over Teams to be our book of or our record for the board meetings. So all of our meetings will be recorded, and so people will actually get to see and watch and listen this way versus with our Granicus. With Granicus, I don't know if you ever went and looked at tried to watch one of the recordings, but your picture was about this big, and so you could never actually see what anybody looked like. So now this recording, the actual public will be able to actually see you guys because they will see exactly what we see. So, but we're going to continue doing it this way. Other than that, we're continuing, the governor is continuing to direct most people to work from home if you're able to. If you're able to do your work from home, then do your work from home, which will be a lot of changes for the amount of government space that we rent from for building wise, because a lot of people are staying home now. So, but anybody have any questions on that? No. All right, let's move on. Okay, so let's look at your statistics. So you'll see that some of these have, the layout of them have changed. The information has not, but the layout has changed. We're trying really hard to kind of automate things. Again, a lot more workload with the same amount of staff. So if we automate things, it's not a lot of manual entry. So the first slide, I'm on slide 13. This just shows licenses issued broken out by quarter. Our quarters are a little unique, as in our fiscal year starts July 1. So quarter 1 would be July, August, and September. So, but this just shows licenses issued. Next slide shows licenses renewed and whether people renewed online or on paper. We obviously encourage everybody to renew online. It's a lot faster, a lot less work for staff to process paperwork, open mail, and all that kind of stuff, image everything, because we have, like I've said 101 times, we keep every single piece of paper we ever get. It has to be archived, imaged, archived. So that slide, you have your next slide broken out. This is so total 410 licenses by age and gender. Again, you do not have to declare whether you're male or female, but you can see that this, the younger generation of females have, like for the age 26 to 33, there's like twice as many females as there are males that are athletic trainers. So the trend is changing, because it used to be more of a male dominated field, and now it's not so much. You do have 3 individuals who have active licenses who are over the age of 66. Next slide, I'm on slide 16. That just shows the licensing trend over a long period of time. It's like a quarterly average. Again, our quarters are very odd. So that quarter 1 of fiscal year 2020 is actually July, August, and September of 2019. So then you had on average about 424. You're currently at 410. So pretty stable. Next slide, which is your financials. So slide 17. So a little bit of background. We've got both the Respiratory Therapist and Polysomnography Technology Board and the Cosmetology Board are both going through massive fee increases. Those fee increases will not go into effect until January 1. And once those go into effect, we're going to start working on all of our small boards that are bringing in too much revenue, and you guys are one of them. So after their fees get increased, because we got to remember, us as an office with all 17 boards and programs have to be in the positive. It allows individual boards to go into the negative, but overall we have to be in the positive. So you don't want to change anything too fast, because right now cosmetology is not doing very well. But their fees are, like I said, January 1, they're going up. Respiratory therapy and polysomnography, they're going up, like doubling their fees. So the point being is that you guys bring in too much revenue compared to how much your expenses are. So once their fees go into place, we're going to work on discounting your fees or even cutting all your fees in half. Usually what we try to do, if your revenue only needs to come down a little bit, is to offer a discount for individuals who renew online, trying to push more people to renew online. And so that's most likely what we'll do. So Ann will keep track of that. We'll look at it probably after the first of the year, and fees are set by the office. So the board will not have to meet to do that. And so it will speed up the process a little bit quick, because we won't have to have a board meeting and have to go through that whole stuff. We still have to go through the rule writing process, but the office can initiate that and get that going without you guys having to meet. So once cosmetology and RTPT get that stuff done, we're going to start looking at all these boards. So most likely you'll start seeing that Obviously, you'll get information from us. We'll email out, and it has to go in rules. So it has to go that the proposed rules open for public comment, which I'll be surprised if you get any negative comments with a fee decrease, but we have to go through the process, and then it will be permanent rules, and then it will go into a place. So most likely that's what we'll do. Ann will send me a reminder. We'll look at that, like I said, after the first of the year. But does anybody have any questions on the financials? Okay. All righty, let's move on. Regulatory report, Bob. We're on slide 19 for those of you following along.
Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Bob Bothwell for the record. Don't have much of a report. We have one case open, and not much I can really discuss about it, but we will be discussing it here in a little bit in executive session. So the case probably we'll have to have everybody back together unless we hang on to it and bring it to the next board meeting, but the case is just about done. It was in some litigation, so we'll explore that more when we go into executive session. So currently we have one open case. Everything else is closed. I tried to drag it out for 2 minutes, but any questions or anything for me?
No.
All right. Okay, so Dale, before you read it, so let's, Bob, you want to see if there is any public on the phone?
Oh, we just have April staff on the.
All right, well, let April know that the phone's going to get muted, so the phone needs to get muted.
Your phone is now muted. To unmute, push star, then 3.
I think April's been notified.
Okay. So Dale, you're going to read your script, not the second. You're going to read your script, and then once you're done reading it, then Nathan is going to turn the recording off, and then he is going to start a handheld recorder so that we still have the recording of the executive session, but it's not on the public part. And then once we get all that transitioned over, then we'll go into the executive session. So Dale, go ahead and read your script.
Okay. The Board of Athletic Trainers will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 192.6602F and ORS 676.595 for the purpose of considering information exempt from public disclosure at 9:22 a.m. on November 3rd, 2021. Representatives of the news media shall be allowed to attend the executive session by conference call and will be provided further call-in instructions shortly. The public phone line will be muted for the duration of the executive session. Are there any representatives of the news media on the public phone line?
No.
No. Recognizing there is no news media in attendance, the public phone line will be muted for the duration of the executive session. We will return to open session before taking any final action or making any final decisions. We are now in executive session.